When consumers fill out their online marketplace applications, they can trust that the information that they are providing is protected by stringent security standards.
Fox News Alert now. Obamacare's possible security flaws under the microscope on the Hill today. Lawmakers hearing from a so-called white hat hacker, among other experts. Companies hire guys like David Kennedy to find security flaws. Here, he explains why he believes the Obamacare site is a gold mine for identity thieves.
Just by looking at the website, we can see that there's just fundamental security principles that are not being followed. Things that are basic in nature that any security tester, like myself or anybody that would be hired to test these sites, would actually test for prior to it being released. And these are things that could actually compromise sensitive information for people that have registered for the website and actually compromise the entire site itself and everything around it.
Wow. Peter Ducey, live from Washington with this side of the story. Peter, what can you tell us?
Gretchen, we know the administration only has 11 days left until they hit that self-imposed end of November deadline to fix Healthcare.gov. But this morning, 4 different experts with 4 different backgrounds all reached the same conclusion about the safety of information entered into the sites connected to Healthcare.gov.
Do any of you today think that the site is secure?
No.
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 Do any of you think the site will be secure on November 30th?
No.
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 This screenshot shows how easy it was for David Kennedy, the good guy hacker, just to type a few words into Google and easily access names and login data for Healthcare.gov account holders. It just popped right up. But that's only one problem. Another expert this morning sounded an alarm about websites that exist simply to trick confused consumers into basically doing all of a hacker's hard work for them.
In the near term, I think there is a large risk from bogus websites. Because there is not one single website for people to use, there will be confusion, and adversaries will take advantage of this confusion. I believe there will be people who will launch a search from a search engine, and they will see many choices.
Last week at another hearing on the Hill, one of the officials in charge of launching Healthcare.gov, Henry Chow, said he thought the site was so safe, he recommended it to his sister. Well, today the good guy hacker David Kennedy said that if he wanted to, he could access that sister's information in just 1 or 2 days without much trouble.
The talk that this attack has only happened 16 times and the website has only been attacked 16 times is not possible. The attacks that happen on the internet are so frequently used and so frequently done that means that there's not much detection capabilities on Healthcare.gov.
One way that hacker David Kennedy detected such a high volume attacks, if you look here, he just typed a semicolon into the search bar at Healthcare.gov, and it revealed several searches that he recognized as common ways for hackers to insert malicious code.
It would be unwise to underestimate our adversaries in cyberspace. They are smart, they are creative, they will look for seams to exploit, they will change the rules, and importantly, they will be patient.
And another witness, Morgan Wright, compared cyber attackers hitting Healthcare.gov to bank robbers. He said nobody ever robbed a bank while it was being built. They waited until the money was inside.
And it is our belief that we are on track so that by November 30th, Healthcare.gov will be working smoothly for the vast majority of users.
I think it's just an approximation. We're probably sitting somewhere between 60 and 70% because we still have to build the system.
60 or 70% that needs to be built still?
That was from a hearing on Capitol Hill today, talking about the problems with the Healthcare.gov website, and they are worse than we knew.
The fact of the matter is, according to his sworn testimony, and this is the chief IT expert for Obamacare, somewhere between 30 and 70% of the entire online Obamacare system hasn't been built yet. I'm still sort of trying to wrap my head around that fact from when I watched it this morning on Capitol Hill.
I don't understand it. I mean, it's November 19th. It's November 19th. They're telling us that by November 30th, it's going to be operational for 80% of the people. How can it be operational for 80% of the people when the payment mechanism that's supposed to be built into the website is not yet functioning?
Well, here's another question for you, Megan. How can it be 80% functional by the end of this month when, according to the chief IT guy for Obamacare, the website and the web system isn't even 80% built yet? I can't really understand how the White House today, Jay Carney told reporters today that they are still on track to meet their goal for November 30th. I mean, that is completely and thoroughly incompatible with the testimony delivered on Capitol Hill this morning by the guy who is literally in charge of making this stuff work. And as you mentioned, Megan, it sounds like it's back-end issues that are really still plaguing the website or haven't been built yet.
The thing that's troubling about that guy is that we had reports when they gave us those numbers in terms of the people who have actually signed up, that most of them had not yet paid because the first bill isn't due yet. So you can sign up for Obamacare and you don't have to like pay immediately. So it sounds like this guy's saying, oh, and when you do try to pay, it's not going to be pleasant, you know, because, and let's face it, how many people are going to work hard to pay? I mean, it's like, they don't even, it's barely, we can barely get them to work hard to register for insurance.
Are you going to mail a check to the insurance company? And here's the other thing, Megan, and again, this is still very unclear exactly how this is going to work, but based on my understanding, in order to be covered on January 1st, so the beginning of 2014, you don't have to have signed up by December 15th. You need to have paid your first premium by December the 15th. I don't know. I mean, so what happens?
Those 5 million people who just got kicked off of their insurance, how are they going to do it, Guy?
I don't know how that is conceivable for them to be able to even possibly do it, considering that these things haven't been built yet. I mean, that's the thing we keep coming back to. It's not like, oh, there's glitches and there's problems and they're fixing. They are still building this website. They've had 3 years, $600 million, and apparently it's only about 2/3 of the way done. I don't know how they possibly can sit there with a straight face and tell us this thing's on track for the 30th. We're not going to delay the law, but there's no way for people to actually pay the premium to guarantee that they're covered when the new year begins.
And that these people are supposed to be, you know, looking elsewhere now because they have this fix of, well, you know, your insurance company may keep you if it wants to, and we all know that's discretionary and not looking promising. Guy Benson, thank you.
Thank you, Megan.
Many of the elements of the Affordable Care Act are already in place and are working exactly the way they're supposed to.